If we are not part of whatever is happening, then we don't have the right to say we are not given a particular
opportunity. Yeah.
You know, we talked about that. Some of the environment, the circumstances might not really be favorable, but even with that, let's always find our way around it. We should support ourselves. Some people they always say women are their own enemies, blah, blah, blah. It might be true in some sense, but that is also changing now. Exactly. We have many women organizations that have been, you know, doing this thing, rallying around to ensure that as women, we need to support ourselves. You don't look, giving someone position, you are looking for, she's not married, she's not in a man's house. So what? Does it mean she cannot perform the duties she has been given? So these are some of these things we've been telling our women that, you know, you need to put certain things aside and let's work on what unites us, what will be of, you know, greater benefits to everybody. And those stereotypes, as from the upfront, we must begin to change it. Because we need the men folk too. Whatever we want to achieve, we cannot
without their support
aside. So, and in doing this, we have some of the men that are there already. There is nothing you can do to change that orientation. But at least for those young ones that are just coming up, we can still nurture them. We can still come. You can be a positive masculine person. You know, you can always create room for this. If there is a position here, let you know this lady has the potential, she has the skills, she has the intellect, support. So that's what we need to be doing deliberately so that we'll achieve what. And the issue of domestic violence, all the punishment for them has to be strictly adhered to. Because these are some of the things fanning, you know, women, the harassment, if someone is raped, harassed in any way, you know, man, we have a law that has not been deterrent enough. If we have laws that are really put into use, then people will know that this is not business as usual. So they will know that if I have done this thing, I'm going to pay dearly for it. And that should be what we should have in our society.
The laws are there. You use the word being put into real use. The enforcement and implementation has always been the problem. You know, and also, to add to what she's just said in that answer to that question, she has already mentioned is self-development. You must develop yourself, especially in education-wise, or having a skill anywhere. Just anyhow you feel like as a young lady, as a woman, develop yourself. Even if you are married, you think you're out of school. They are still old age school, adult education.
Be willing to go adult education. For example, with the phones people carry about.
You can even
we are in information age with artificial intelligence. There are so many apps.
They can teach you.
You can learn. There is nothing on earth that you cannot learn. So there is no excuse whatsoever that I need a particular skill or education in a particular thing and I cannot have it. No, even right in your home.
You must also have interest in government, as you mentioned, for us to also be there. We have interest in what is happening around you. And then also support from our spouses. It's important that our husband too will also support you. For those of us that are married, you know, don't limit your wife for taking certain positions. Some men out of jealous, and they will tell you they are protecting their own. They will not allow their wife to do certain things. Like she gave an example of putting meeting in 2-3 a.m. It takes the grace of God to any man to say, my wife, go to such meeting of that by that time, or as a matter of fact, you know. But if there's trust and you know this is the purpose, why not? You understand? So we need that support, kind of support from our husbands. We also need for them to help us and encourage us. We need encouragement, really. Women need encouragement. There's no need to for segregation. This is the job meant for men. This is the one meant for women separately. We can even do more than what you men are doing now. So don't joke with us anymore. You know. So having said this, we'll take a break now. We'll come back, enter question and answer session. VividView.
Say and do it.
Thank you.
Yes, my name is Bukola. My question goes thus: how can we as young adult and female child get access to these people to mentor us, or what are the means for us to be mentored and groomed to achieve a greater career in the future? Thank you.
My name is Samuel Essien, and my question is, the clamor for women inclusion in governance has been on for a while. So what are you doing? I know the Women Society of Nigeria is also there. So which body are also there to also help in this regard? Like Dr. Okonjo-Iweala can do well as the president of Nigeria, that I know for sure. So which bodies are there?
Mr. Champion, thank you for the wonderful elucidation. My question thus is equity and equality. Can you kindly share more light on it? Thank you.
My name is Moses Nwosu. My question is, what could be the possible fear that men nurse when women are asking for a slot in the seat of leadership? Could it be that women are forcing their way to gain equality, or that they're actually asking for a slot to help? Thank you.
My name is Ogene Sume, and my question goes thus. We're talking about women representation in governance. What are the options for indirect representation, bearing in mind that the purpose of women representation is to achieve a goal? Can it be achieved by indirectly representing women in governance?
I'm Zainab. Ma, do you think feminism does more harm than good to the society?
I'm Kayode Dane. Please, how can we help a woman to be a successful political leader and at the same time a good housewife?
Welcome back. A lot of beautiful questions from the audience. So, I guess please provide the answers. Thank you.
Thanks so much, ma. Our first question has to do with mentorship. What I want our young ones to know now that things are changing and things have changed. Gone are those days when you say someone has gotten to a particular post and they are not accessible. Thank God we are information age. Yeah. With their Twitter handle, with their various social media handles, you can get them.
Yes.
Gone are those days. And that is what has happened to journalism too. In those days in the past, if you don't have access to the mainstream media, you are shut up. Things are not like that any longer. When we were practicing then, if a publisher, has a soft spot for a particular politician, you cannot bring out their evil in the open. Even if you had planned your page, if they get to know, you might get sacked. I've had that cases personally, severally. But it's not like that anymore. With my personal blog, I can, if I have discovered with the Freedom of Information Act, if someone has embezzled money, before the person knows, the news is out there already. They can start doing damage control, but that will not do. So if you have chosen to have someone as a mentor, even if you think that person is not accessible, you can use all these social media handles to get through to the person. And we can also have, even for someone who is not in a country where you are, you go to a LinkedIn page. Okay, this person is an economist. You've studied economics, or you are studying law. This person, you are looking up to the person as a mentor. You can reach out to the person. You can message. It might not really be instant, but when you are consistent, and of course, the person will know that this is a serious-minded person. The person will definitely get back. So there is no limit. That one is a surmountable thing now. Thank God for the information age that we are in.
So it must not necessarily be one-on-one.
A one-on-one. So it can be done, in several ways.
By proxy or whatever.
You can get the best, even more than when you could have even been doing something on a one-on-one basis. Okay. So to the question of women group, of course, we have many women group working. Women lawyers, women journalists, we have women bankers, we have so many women groups. And it's a accumulation of all these activities that we are seeing in some of these things. Advocacy, is like someone walking behind the door, You might not see their activities as in this group has done this. We have the feminist group, They were in Abuja when regarding the issue of the lecturer that, were abusing some ladies at the Faculty of Law that was asked to, stay home as dean of the law faculty. And when we discover that, they are trying to go behind the door, to scuttle these students for them to have there, we had to mobilize a lot of our women group. Yesterday, they were there in Abuja with the minister and some of them. So all these works used to go on. You might not really see, but at the end of the day, they make sure that, no, we get justice for whoever needs it and for whatever position or policy we are trying to push. There are always various women groups. Professional groups
working assiduously
to ensure that all these things are corrected. All these 35% thing we are talking about, if they have not been persistent and doing their work, we wouldn't even get up to 5%. Do you understand? So we have another question that has to do with, women being enemies of themselves or something, It's always been there. But I can assure you, there is now better awareness. Like the work with the women groups, a lot of sensitization work,
taking place
awareness creation is being done. It's only that it's when there is election that most of these things are, you have more support for them. You have USAID, UN Women, some of these international organizations funding, because some of these things require funding.
Yeah, of course.
And funding has really been a big challenge to some of these activities. But we have them, we've been having them regularly to make sure that things really change for better. That we, quote unquote, we are no longer our enemies. We've been doing things to ensure that we look at those things where we have our strength. We look at things that unite us and stop looking at she thinks she's beautiful. She thinks so those are the things. These are trivial things that should not,
shouldn't come up at all.
What we impact positively on us and our society in general. We have a question that has to do with equity and equality. Yes. Equity is, we have this and we have this. This is equal. This is equality. This is equality. But in a situation where we know, as a woman, this is where you are. But for equity to take place, we need to put something here so that this person will be here. This is when we will have equality. We have a task to achieve. So until we set up certain things for this person to be on the same level with this person, that is when we have equity. Do you understand now? That is when we have equity. So if we need to put certain things in place for that person to be at the same level with the other contestant, then that is when we have equity. Are you getting me? Yeah. That's just the difference. We realize the fact that someone is challenged. It might not really be a physical challenge now. It might be as a result of several factors. So we need to now put something in place to ensure that there is a level playing ground.
Let me also add to what she just said about this equality and equity. I attended a forum in Benin City, and the professor that described it so well, it was very easy for everybody to understand the difference actually between equality and equity. Now, first and foremost, you brought in about 6 people of different height. You have a baby, you have short one, you have tall one, and they stood on the same, like this platform. They stood on this platform, and they were trying to view something the other way. You can understand that the small one can never see. You understand? But now she said that equity is when you put some platform, and then you raise that small boy up. The other man that is tall, there's no need for him to stand on anything to elevate him. Because you can see. Are you getting what I'm saying? Yes. So that's where equity comes in. Do you understand this? It was so the way she described it was so everybody understood it. I said that is true because all of them and equality stood in the same platform. The small boy stretching, and those of us that will be like God, we are stretching with our head. But the tall guy will just start like a long john here now. Not the shape. But by the time they put platform for those people who cannot to come up to that level, that is where the equity is. And so that's what we're saying now. We're asking for women representation in governance. We say yes, the president described 35% is going to give to women, but we're still saying 50. And to add to what she said, is this agitation are coming up from women, groups that even made them to say 35%. They will agree women. Before, we don't even up to 2% in governance. We don't. Please
we
continue.
have a question that has to do with fear when it comes to women in leadership and the rest. And that dovetails into what you are talking about.
Yeah.
It is not really fair like that. It's been the stereotypes that we've been nurtured with from birth, our cultural norms, that says women should be seen and not heard, that says women belong to the kitchen. That all those things. So when we now see this coming up, women speaking up, women asking for their rightful position,
it's
not as if they are imposing themselves. Of course not. It's not a matter of imposition. It's human rights issue because they've gotten it. Whatever any man can do as a representative, a woman can also do far better. So it's not a matter of having fair or imposing ourselves. And when that also brings us to the issue of equity and equality.
Exactly.
When we've known that in terms of electioneering, campaigning around the country, or the funding, we talked about funding being an issue. And we will now see that even as a political party, you said bring 5 million, to get informed. A woman will say, where will I get the 5 million? So when it comes to appointments, this equity must come into play.
Exactly.
You know that there are women of intellect. We have Okonjo Iweala. We have many young professionals. We have many young professionals across. So when it comes to appointment, that that these challenges will not be, then you should be able to bring that equity into play.
Exactly.
Okay, we know that these women can do it. As a result of that, we will have the balancing that we are asking for. So that's
where you ask men to pay 100,000 naira to register, you ask women to register with 20, because women are most times under a man. That's the truth. We know some women have their own money now. But for you to say everybody pay 100,000 naira, you're already saying that women, you cannot come up here. Yes. You're already saying that women are already being cut out. And so that's not. And also the other person that asked question.
The other person that asked question about other options.
Women.
There are other options that women can be. That also dovetails into the issue of equity that we're talking about. Okay, they cannot get the elective post.
Indirect representation.
Indirect representation.
Yes.
We can have the indirect. As a matter of fact,
they are doing indirect representation.
That is already on ground. Because some of these advocacy work that we are talking about, it has to do with the indirect representation. And even in terms of indirect representation, to be fair enough to our men folk, we have some men that are women friendly.
Yeah, they also listen to women. Even in home,
we have some men like that. So when we have
listen to the wife suggestion, and so in taking decision, it's also indirect representation.
Yes, we have many men that know. I know my wife. She's very intelligent.
Exactly.
She's got, in most situations, whatever advice she brings to bear, if we implement it, we always achieve results. So these are some of the indirect representation we are talking about. So the other question here, feminism. We have men folk that are scared of this. But I can tell you that it's as a result of this feminism. It's not like every other thing in life. There are bad sides and there are always good sides. So it's been of tremendous help to this advocacy work we are talking about women in leadership. It's been there. That's what brought about the Beijing conference. That's what brought about the CEDAW laws and some other things like that.
And women really
lastly,
their rights.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lastly, about combining home front with politics. There is no big deal about this. Many people have been doing it successfully, and others can also do it. We talked about the women respecting their men. In as much as you've given respect to your man, it's not even about being in leadership position or being in politics. Even in the office work, if you are in leadership position, there are many ways you can always, alternative ways you can do things that will not make it to be at loggerheads with your home front. You know, you are respectful, you give your man, you know, his own respect, and he also agrees with you that my woman is a career person or is a politician or is a corporate head.
Of course.
She needs to be there as the head. Maybe weekends, I've prepared all my food. If I need to do a icon, do this, do this. What are freezers there for? We've stocked the fridge. There are things, there are so many ways. Whatever you are doing out there in leadership or wherever will not tally. I know once I'm done there, I come home, not that I give excuse that I'm tired. I also need to take care. And that's why we talked about women being able to multitask the other time.
Yes.
You know, we talked about women. It's a God-given right.
Yeah, exactly.
We will still come home, we'll still go in there to the kitchen and make sure things. At the end of the day, you still tender to your man. My dear darling, sorry, this. So where will the home front suffer? Everything is just a matter of planning and making sure that
plan your work and work your plan.
So it doesn't affect. It's just a matter of putting things in.
It doesn't. And also in the area of trust. If we women can trust our husband, they'd actually go for meeting. They didn't go to with a standing side chick. I don't see why your husband will not trust your wife that you actually go for meeting.
Yes.
Because if you don't trust, it's going to be a big problem.
Exactly.
So you can see that we can really manage it. We can really manage it as women. I said before, women are good managers, and we will really be able to manage our home, even as a politician or whatever it is. And you, our husband, need to support us to also achieve our dreams. There are some men, really few men, that want their wife to even achieve more than themselves. They always very proud. Look, my wife was there. But some will see it as a competition. And even some men will see it as a competition. And this man want to come and tell me, very too nice, if I give her the opportunity, she'll start riding on me. No, it's not that. I'm not saying that there are not few women that also had this opportunity that really want to ride on their men. I've not said so. But it does not augur for every woman. We cannot generalize statement. We must be specific when we're discussing this. You understand? So that is what it is. Please, your final words.
Yeah, my final words is, they should allow our women to breathe. If women are in leadership position, wherever position they found themselves, the likelihood is that everybody will enjoy at the end of the day, the home front, the society, our men folk too. So it is in our own interest to allow the God-given right that our Almighty Creator has so much to it, that he has created both men and women so that we can be supportive, we can live on earth and lift up everything that he has done is in good faith. And when we give the room for everybody to thrive, we will all enjoy it at the end of the day. As women in leadership position, we are always great when we give us the chance to enjoy. Thank you.
You know, some musicians, though, they will say, give women a chance. You understand? So women should actually be given chance to showcase that which God has embedded in them. They are specially made. I must tell you that. Whether I like it or not, we women were specially made. You know, because we are mothers indeed. And when we have such positions, we really act as mothers that we are. It's difficult for a mother to give a bad counsel to her children. Very, very difficult. Very difficult. Let's remove the one for polygamous homo, because they will come and say, you know, but in the other aspect, very difficult for a mother to give a wrong counsel to the children. So the same thing is going to be for our husband too. So thank you so much, Hajia, for your presence with us. I always like having you because you have been a known face in helping us in this platform. Thank you so much for coming today. Audience, please thank you for your patience, and also the viewers at home, please thank you for joining us. Our production crew, you are doing a wonderful job. God bless you. And our sponsors, wherever you are, thank you for being there for us. Of course, the executive producer, thank you. And that is in person of my husband. Because if you give me the go-ahead, as we're talking about women now in presentation and governance, I won't be here. Yes. So, executive producer, I thank you for giving me this opportunity and privilege as well. Having said this, I invite artist Cruz B to sign out this program. Keep watching VividView. I am Ehiliz. VividView. See it and do it.
You are watching VividView Talk Show. You are watching VividView Talk Show.
Anything I touch, they done so good. Anything I touch, they done so good. Making all the look at your face, cause if you get the young plan, I'm what you got. Making all the look at Rebecca know when she did break to God. Making the do your own, I go do my own. I go break God, see that kingdom come. Nobody fit to supply my mind. Nobody fit tell me say God no day. Yeah, but they see that kingdom come. Yeah, go pray, see that kingdom. So much love to give, to give.
You are watching VividView Talk Show.
So much love to show, to show. So much love,
so much love, so much love, so much love, so much love.
So much love to give, to give.
You are watching VividView Talk Show.